Ladies and gentlemen, gamers of all ages, welcome to this, the first community update for the 7th continent. Now, this is kind of a new thing, so excuse me if it's a bit rough around the edges. I've never really done this before for a project, but we have access to the material and we thought it'd be a nice thing to do for you, the backers. If you enjoy this kind of video, if you think this is productive, or if it gives you what you need in terms of information, then please let us know in the comment section on the Kickstarter page or on the comment section of this video. Basically, what I'm going to try and do here is give a little bit more of a face to the project. My name is Jamie. I am the community manager for the wild and wacky adventure that is a crowdfunding project here for the 7th continent. And I'll basically be trying to answer the most regularly asked questions every so often, give you guys a little bit more information, keep you up to date with how the project is going on behalf of us, the rest of the team at Serious Pulp, that's Bruno and Ludovic, and basically anything else we can think of. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm kind of tired today. It was a long night last night. I think we're up till about 2 or 3 in the morning. I think Bruno was up till 4. Just keeping an eye on the Kickstarter, we did about 215,000 in the first night, which is fantastic. We cannot thank you enough. I've been on the project for maybe 6 or 7 months now, but Bruno and Ludo, they have been working on this for 2 years. And I don't know if you guys can fully appreciate just how liberating it is to see so much support from that. So they wanted me to convey their thanks to you, the backers, for this amazing show of support. This is going to be a fantastic campaign, and it's going to be one hell of a continent by the time we've finished with it. So the stretch goals are all rolling around nice and clearly now. We were a bit backlogged when it started because it just went so fast. We just weren't, well, we were prepared, but not to that point. So it did take us a little bit of catching up. Thank you for bearing with us. Now we've got another batch on the way. As you've no doubt seen, we've unlocked loads and loads of cards so far. In fact, to be precise, we've actually unlocked 84 non-exclusive cards for the Kickstarter so far. Now, if you bear in mind that the base box is 700 cards, we've already increased the amount of cards in that box by over 10%, which I think is quite an achievement for under 24 hours. Now, I say non-exclusive because if the game does eventually go to retail, which it's looking a lot more promising now, but we never know, so we have to keep that, stay fairly biased with that. These are cards that will be available in every box, whether they be Kickstarter boxes or retail boxes. So you guys haven't just improved conditions or the gameplay experience for yourselves, but also for everybody who wants to take part in the adventure. So for that, well done. There's also, I've forgotten the number now, about 25 Kickstarter exclusive cards, which are just for you guys, the backers. Our thanks to you for this amazing show of support. This could not be done without you. Without you guys, the 7th continent would just be a pipe dream. So this is our thanks to you, which makes for about 100 more cards. That's 100 more cards in under 24 hours. That's quite astounding. And already there, that's a couple of hours more unlocked of gameplay, a lot more replayability, a lot more variation, new mini adventures, new characters. I see a lot of people really like the double build platypus. We were quite a fan of that one as well. So yeah, it's great. I mean, what more can I say? We just have to try and keep this rhythm up. I doubt we'll keep the same rhythm, but if we can just keep it going more and more, then by the time we reach the end of these 28 days, it's, wow, it's going to be one hell of a project. So, moving on slightly to the comments section. So, some of the most asked questions, we'll quickly go through them. So, one of the biggest ones was about characters. Now, the first one was H.P. Lovecraft. For those of you that follow some of the BGG and Tric Trac threads, we did kind of tease that this was a Jules Verne and H.P. Lovecraft-esque kind of world, to which the reply was, well, I hope there's not Cthulhu in it. And we said, no, there's not Cthulhu, but there'll be something else, so we thought it would be cool to put him first. Now, you guys unlocked his cards, that was the first stretch goal, and then you unlocked the miniature for it, which I think was the 6th or 7th. So now people are asking, can we have more characters? The answer is yes, you can have more characters. Just give us a little bit of time. They are developed, just good things come to those who wait, patience and all that. They will be coming, there will be other characters. Leading on from that, a lot of people who have asked about female characters, because there are only 1 female character available in the box, compared to the 4, which are now available along with H.P. Lovecraft. There are other female characters coming, I can assure you. Once again, patience is a virtue. And this leads on to another question where people have been asking, it's a game for 1 to 4 players, but now there are more characters available. Can I play with 1 to 5, eventually 1 to 6, 1 to however many characters we have released? The answer is Yes and no. Officially, the game isn't supported for more than 4 players, but nothing stops you. The only issue you're going to run into is a lack of certain cards, such as state cards, fatigue, hunger, these kind of cards right. Oh no, that's a food card. Never mind. These kind of cards right here. You will have a slight lack of those, so you can always make your way around it. You can write down little scraps of paper. Nothing stops you from doing it. The second issue is that once you get above 4 players, 5 or 6, the turns can get a little bit long. We found that 4 was a nice balance between the amount of actions you performed every couple of minutes. 5 or 6 might get slightly long, but once again, nothing stops you. The system will work. It's up to you however you guys want to play it. So moving on, card sleeves. Now we've had a huge demand for card sleeves. Now, while we're on the subject of card sleeves obviously protecting cards, the cards will be very high quality. We're not going to destroy a successful campaign with subpar production value. So the cards are going to be quite thick, quite heavy to start with, some really nice stuff. If you really want to sleeve all the cards, at the moment you're looking at over 1,000 card sleeves. Now that's a huge add-on. I can't even guess the price. It would be a fairly consequential add-on, I would think. But is it necessary? That's the question we're asking ourselves. Because the map cards, you're not going to be manipulating them that much. You take them out, you put them down, sometimes you'll pick them up to have a look at them. If you play over multiple save games, which of course you will, some of them you might use 2 or 3 times, but generally they're not going to be manipulated that much. But then we get onto the action cards, the state cards, XP cards, food cards. Those are things you'll manipulate a little bit more. So we are thinking maybe if we do card sleeves, we'll only do it for a certain part of the deck. Now, once again, action cards, food cards, give us some time. We have thought about it, but once again, we want to integrate what a lot of people are thinking. If there is a sufficient demand for 1,200 card sleeves, then we will look into doing it. But once again, it's one of these things, it's a big thing. It's a big thing, so give us a little bit of time. On that note as well, cards go into a box. Now, I want to reassure everybody that unlike some projects you may have seen, the Seventh Continent box will house all of the cards that we are going to give away in the Kickstarter. That's the point, especially seeing as a lot of them have to be nice and tidied away so you can find them easily. It would be a bit silly if they didn't fit into the box, so I assure you that. Now, the other problem with card sleeves is that if all the cards are sleeved, that's maybe 1.5 to doubles the size of the box. It makes the box absolutely huge, and those that don't sleeve them would be left with a phenomenal amount of space which wouldn't really serve any purpose. So once again, this is another thing going back to the card sleeves, we have to give it a little bit more thought and see what the demand from you guys, the backers, is. If you do want card sleeves, let us know. If you like the idea of just having a certain amount of cards sleeved, let us know. Once again, we're here, we're listening to you. And finally, the subject that everybody always wants to talk about, shipping. Now, shipping is a very, very tricky thing for any Kickstarter. It can make or break a Kickstarter. It has done in the past and it will do in the future. So it's something that any Kickstarter project worth its salt has to be very, very conscious of. Now, to give you an idea of how projects evolve and how it affects shipping, as I mentioned, last night we unlocked around 100 cards. Now, if we were to take the standard weight for a playing card, so Magic the Gathering, Netrunner, anything like that, we'd be looking at, if I've got my maths right, so don't hold me straight to this, we'd be looking at 0.1 of a kilo extra in that pack. However, these cards are bigger and they will no doubt be better quality, therefore heavier. So it's going to be a bit more than that. So that's extra 0.1 kilos in under 24 hours. Who knows how many more cards we're going to add. Now, 0.1 kilos is not much. You know, perhaps on a shipping scale, it's a couple of cents here and there. I couldn't really tell you to be sure. However, when you have to now multiply that by the almost 3,000 backers we've got already, that's a slightly more substantial sum. And it doesn't take into account the amount of backers we'll have by the end of this campaign, nor the amount of cards we'll have added by the end of this campaign. So basically what I'm trying to say is, you have to give us a little bit more time. You have to give every Kickstarter campaign, in fact, a little bit more time just to see where the project is going so we can have a better estimation of what we're going to actually have to deliver by the time we get around to fulfillment. Now, it's not going to be a huge amount, but it can vary. This isn't a miniatures game. It's not like Conan was, where the final weight varied by a lot. It's only going to be a point a couple of kilos, no doubt. But then again, you don't know. You don't know what we've got in store. We've got quite a few things in store. It can vary. And if we get it wrong, it can mean disastrous things, as I'm sure you've seen previously on Kickstarter. So the prices that are on our page are worst case scenarios, rough estimations of what we believe it may come out as. As we get towards the end of the campaign, we can give you guys a much better estimation of what the prices will be. And also, once we have a better idea of volume of quantity, we can approach other partners and say, hey, we're not just shipping 1,000 boxes anymore, we're shipping 10,000. And that makes a lot of difference when it comes to negotiating with these people. So once again, I know shipping is a touchy subject. We are aware of the plight for certain backers in different parts of the world. I know a lot of Canadians are worried about their how can I put it, their import tax, there we go, got it in the end, as well as a lot of other countries, Asia, that sort of thing. Now, we do have your best interest in mind and bear in heart that we will do our very best to get you the best prices that we can. It will just take a little bit of time and a little bit more information, which the Kickstarter will give up as time goes on, to give us a better idea. Now, I think we've more or less gone around the whole subject. Once again, thank you for watching this video. If you do enjoy it, please let us know on the Kickstarter comments page, in the comments page of this update, on the Tric Trac video page, wherever you like. I will try and do more if people like it. And if you want to continue following us, then please keep back checking, excuse me, please check back the Kickstarter page, the comments section. I am there almost every day, almost every hour of the day when I'm not sleeping. So if you have a question, please ask it. I will endeavour to respond. You're most likely to get a reply to a question if you answer in the if you ask it in the comment section, rather than private messaging, unless you have a rather personal question to ask, which is specific to you, in which case don't hesitate to send us a private message and we will get back as soon as possible. But please bear in mind that private messages, there are a lot of them being sent in at the moment, and whereas on the comment section I can answer general questions for people, and also a great thing with Kickstarter is the community will also answer your questions. That happens quite a lot, so you may get an answer faster. So please give us a little bit of time to answer the personal messages, but we will get back to you. Finally, please do check out the Serious Pulp Kickstarter page. That is Serious Pulp. The Serious Pulp Twitter page, once again at Serious Pulp. And then you also have my Twitter page, which is at Whelpslayer, and we'll all be tweeting throughout the campaign with the updates, with the news, with everything you guys may want to know. Now, I think that's everything. I think I've covered every base. If not, I'll be sure to get it into a next video. So once again, thank you from myself, from the team at Serious Pulp. This has been an amazing start to this adventure, and we have barely scraped the surface of the 7th continent. Thank you, and good luck to all you adventurers. See you next time.